Guys, what's up? Yes. What is going on out there today? Hey, it is Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of the January 2025 Daily Fundy, as in fundamental, with the underscored message throughout the entire month of, hey, Mr. Abel. Yeah, I got this from the great Tom Stowe back in the day. Mr. Abel, mastering the fundamentals is the one and only advanced stuff in the game. There's nothing else past that. And if you just dabble around with the fundamentals, think it's no big deal, you're never going anywhere. So I got that message loud and clear from him, and it's true, right? Mastering these fundamentals is the advanced stuff. And so obviously we've got to spend a lot of time doing that. Today, we're going to work on the forehand volley contact point. What's the fundamental on that? Mistake I made that I used to make is real common, and a lot of players do it. And when we make this mistake in the forehand volley with the contact point, we have no power, just none. We're going to get into that in just 1 second. Guys, look, if you're still playing tight, right, in the sets and the matches, what I've got for you is a 5 mini mindset skills training course. And the link is right down below. When we're done today, if you've not already done so, once you go down below to the description area, click that link, check out the course for you that I've got for you, and get signed up. Because if you're playing tight at the end of sets or at the end of matches, nerves, anxiety, whatever, we got to bust through that, and this course will show you how to do that. That just like that message says, right? The confidence code for all this stuff is built off the court first. All right, guys, let's get started on today's message, which the forehand volley contact point. I used to get this instructional thing. I don't know, can't remember from where I got it or why I thought it, but the volley was supposed to be played out in front, right? And so for me, I took liberties with out in front. I mean, I got way out in front, almost like I extended my arm to where it was straight, and I could get the ball back and play, but it had no pop, it had no power, it had no spin, right? Underspin, so that you could give it a little bit of a carve, so that when it landed over there, it was skid and stay low. That if your opponent got to the ball and they were singles or doubles, they'd have to deal with a ball that's, down low. It's not just sitting there. My volleys, because I was so far in front, it was a bunt. And yeah, I mean, I could get the ball back and play, but it would go over there and sit up. And now I was in deep doo-doo, right? So if you are having the same experience with your forehand volley, where there's no real power, you can't feel like any kind of a carve, any kind of underspin, you got to move the contact point back a little bit. And my forehand volley contact point, slightly different than my backhand volley contact point, is played more to my side, right? It's not played way out in front. The best way to find what is your unique forehand volley contact point, and the way that Mr. Stowe did it with me, is he brought out like a stool, right, like a bar stool, and so I would sit in the stool at a 45-degree angle to the net, where you'd be facing the net post, so you had a little bit of turn there, and it had the rungs in the bottom of the stool, so you got your feet off of the court, and he underhand fed me a ball. And the first thing I did is I reached so far in front with what I thought was where I should have the contact point. I reached forward and literally, had to recover as I was falling off the stool. I was way too far in front, way off balance. And so he kind of looked at me with a side eye like that, went, okay. Underhand fed me another ball, same exact deal. And so he said, look, you just gotta wait. Just let it come into you, receive it, and just sit there. Just sit there on the stool, and don't reach forward. And so the third ball he fed me underhand. I sat there, waited, and all of a sudden I could feel the ball. Now I was at a contact point where I could have a slight, not a heavy high to low in terms of trying to get some underspin, but just a slight. And most of it's with the continental grip anyway, which naturally opens up the racket face. But when I did that, I received it at just the ideal point of contact, not way out in front. And the ball had got that great feeling of that underspin and had natural power. So, if you don't have a stool that you can take out on the court, or some kind of a chair or something where you can get your feet raised off the court, then okay, have someone feed you balls to your forehand volley. Make sure they're off the side so you don't nail them, right? But you're not allowed to take a step, right? So just stand there. Just stand there and receive it without taking a step and see if you can do that. And I'm telling you, if you can do that, you're going to feel a new sense of, oh, that's a different contact point. Now I'm getting a little bit of natural underspin. Now you're getting some natural power, and you're going to feel the ball really just kind of, yeah, it's exactly what you're looking for. So that's a fundamental, right? The forehand volley contact point is not. The old thing is, hey, it's out in front. Too often we take liberties with that. That's what I was doing. So we gotta clean that up. Guys, hope this has been helpful today. This is a drill. You need to get out there and, if you've got a stool, perfect, because you get to have your feet off of the court. And that's the best way to feel it. Or maybe you get a chair out there where you're sitting, but you've got to keep, your back straight, or you're not leaning forward, to be able to receive that volley. And you'll start to feel what's the right contact point. And once you do, then you have to discipline yourself, to create a new habit to where you now have a reference point of where that contact point is. And for most players, for a not for a long time, but for a while, you've got to allow yourself to receive the ball at that contact point, and break that habit of reaching too far out in front. Guys, hope this has been helpful today. Look, I want to do a little bit deeper dive, on the mindset training course I've got for you. If you've not yet picked it up, that's coming up. But before then, look, a couple things. Number one, if you love today's video, please give it a like, hit that like button. And for sure, if you're not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure you do, so that you're always notified every time I upload content like today's Fundy, which we're doing every day of January 2025, or anytime I go live, that you get alerted right away. And obviously, comment or question. If you've got something on your mind from today's Fundy, let me know down below in the comments area. I love to read your stuff and respond. Guys, so look, if you've not yet picked up this course, I know for me back in the day when I started playing tournaments, I think I mentioned a couple days ago, tighter than a snare drum. I mean, I could play great in practice, but man, when it came to the real deal, like when a match was going to be, the results were going to be made public, could be a tournament, could be the league, or it could just be like a really serious practice match. Maybe you don't, at the end of the match, go up on the blackboard inside the clubhouse and write down the result, but it's semi-public. Someone's watching probably. So that would be the times when I'd kind of get tight. And especially at the end of sets or the end of the match, just kind of lock up. And I was really kind of going into the hope strategy. Please let this guy miss a few balls. Please let this guy just give me the rest of the match. Never really worked out too well. So what I've got for you is what I've been through. And at this point, I think the number's well over 150 players now, web tennis players in the last 12 months that have signed up for this course, and gotten some great results in terms of being able to get focus and clarity with shot choice during the points, especially at the end of sets and the end of matches, and being able to really be in charge of the outcome of the match at the end there. So look, down below, I want you to pick up this course right now. I want you to check it out. What I've got right now for the rest of the month is going to be on sale. Normally $197. You can get it for just 77 bucks. There are some bonuses in there as well that are included for the rest of January. But rather than waiting around, get into it right now, and let's get started with developing these 5 mini mindset skills that, confidence is built first off the court. That's where we really build it, and anyone can do this. So, guys, look, looking forward to helping you. As always, it's time we need to get out there. We need to help someone else have a spectacular day, guys. I will see you again tomorrow.